Hi, welcome to another trick, and this time, despite having a deck of cards in front of me, the spectator isn't going to choose one from here. They're going to pick one virtually. You ask a spectator to help you for this, and you say, I want you to make your mind a blank, and I then want you to visualise floating in front of you 52 playing cards. I then want you to grab one of those cards and keep it locked in your head. Have you picked a card virtually? You have. Keep that inside your head. I have a deck of cards here. These are just regular 52 playing cards just here. Now, what I'd like you to do for the first time is tell me the value, not the suit, just the value of the card that you've got in your head at the moment. Is it a 10, a jack, a queen? What is it? A 7. A 7 is what you've chosen. Okay, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to remove the 7s from the pack. Let's just have a look. They're in here somewhere. There's another one. And you remove all 4 7s from the pack. Now that means I can't manipulate or change anything. I know that you're thinking of one of those cards. For the first time, now they're out in the open, which is the suit that you're thinking of? The clubs. The 7 of clubs is the card you're thinking of. Well, leave that there. You see, before the trick started, I marked all of these cards. If we take a look, you'll see that on the backs I wrote the word wrong, because if you had chosen this card here, the 9 of clubs instead of the 7 of clubs, I would have been wrong. My premonition skills would have been wrong on this one. The 5 of diamonds, the ace of diamonds, the 4 of diamonds. If you had chosen this one, it would have been wrong, 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 wrong. If you had chosen the 4 of clubs, I would have been wrong. The jack of spades, the queen of hearts, the 8 of diamonds, and there you can see the whole pack would have been wrong if you had chosen any of these. And in fact, if you had chosen the 2 of spades, I would have been wrong. I'm glad you didn't. I'm also glad you didn't pick the king of clubs, because I would have been wrong. Wrong, wrong. You could have had any of these cards and I would have been wrong. You chose a 7. Not these ones. If you had chosen any of these, the 7 of hearts, I would have been wrong. The 7 of spades, I would have been wrong. I would have been wrong if you had chosen the 7 of diamonds. You see, I would have been wrong on all of these occasions. However, you chose mentally from 52 cards the 7 of clubs. And in that instance, I was 100% right, that is the card that you would have chosen. The trick you've just seen is a very simple one. In fact, it's still one of my all-time favourite card routines, because I like the fact that people can virtually pick a card without actually touching the card, so there's no possibility of you forcing a card if that's what the spectator believes we do, like we would. But this was one of the first videos over 15 years ago that I posted on YouTube. It was called This and That, but I thought it was so good that we've got to give it a revamp. And the way the trick works, you need a pack of 52 playing cards, preferably ones that are not brand new. The reason being is because you've got to ruin them by writing on the backs. Now what you do is that you write on 26 of the cards the word wrong. On the other 26 you write the word right. So that's how the trick works. Now when you're separating the two halves, 26 in there and 26 in there, try and keep 2 of each card in each. So there's 2 aces, 2 10s, 2 jacks, and the same over here, 2 jacks, 2 aces on there. The suits don't matter, mix and match those, it doesn't matter. Just that you've got a pair of cards in each half. write the words on. Now you could use other words. As I said, my original routine was this and that written on those, but you could think of a couple of other words you could use as well. So right and wrong. Now you put the cards together. Now what I do is at some point in the routine you may have to split the deck in half. So I use the red 3s as my markers. You might prefer to use some other method, but I just keep the 2 3s. That's where the 2 separate halves are. The rest of it's pretty straightforward because you ask a spectator to think of any card and they really can think of any playing card they wish. Let's say they pick a, just for argument's sake, 4. You spread the cards out and ask them which value, and say if they said the 4, you remove the 4s from the pack. There's one there. 4, 4, 4, there's one there and there's one there. So you've now removed these cards. Now at this point you know that they're now thinking of one of these. Now bear this in mind, that these 2 came out of the top half, these 2 came out of the bottom half. Now depending on which one they've chosen, let's say that they chose the 4 of spades. Because it's one of the 2 that was in the top half, you do absolutely nothing. In fact, if they name any of those 2, you just gather these cards up as is. However, if they choose one of these 2, which were in the lower half, you need to split the pack and cut the pack. The way I do this is I say, look, we've got the 4 cards here, you're thinking of one of these. I start to gather up the cards and I say, which card did you choose? Now if they said diamonds or clubs, I then just grab at the 3 and just say, you chose the clubs. Can you see the casual way that I cut the cards? It's as simple as that. These cards can go to one side. So they chose, say, the 4 of clubs. You then take the other card from that pair and drop it on top and gather the cards up, in preparation for a frustration count in a moment. Now this particular trick does rely on you changing the ending of the trick depending on whether or not you're using the word right or wrong. Now in the performance it was the word wrong on the pack, but what would have happened if they had chosen a card where it revealed that all the cards are right? Let's see if we can find them. There's another 7 and there's the last 7. So the 4 7s. For the first time, out of all of these cards, which one did you choose? The diamonds. You chose a 7 of diamonds. Okay. We'll just put that to one side. That is the card that you chose. You see, earlier on I marked all of these cards and you'll see that if you had chosen this one, I would have been right. If you had chosen the 5 of hearts, I would have been right. And I would have been right if you'd chosen that. And right on that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Even these ones over here, if you'd chosen the 7 of spades, I would have been right. If you'd chosen the 7 of hearts, I would have been right. If you'd chosen the 7 of clubs, I would have been right. But unfortunately, you didn't choose those. You chose this one, the 7 of diamonds, an absolute free choice. And because you chose that card, I was wrong. But wait, 51 cards would have been right. The only one that was marked wrong is the one that you chose. So on this occasion, I was right to be wrong. So as you could see there, that's how the performance would have turned out if they'd chosen one of the other 2 cards. So in this case, all the cards are right. Now you've got 26 cards here, so you can say if you had chosen this one, the 3 of diamonds, you would have been right. This one or this one. As you go through a few of these, what I tend to do is pull off a few, right, and I put them to the bottom. I come to those in a moment. Go through a few more. You can go down quite a way and just lay them haphazardly on the table so they can see right, 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 or wrong, wrong, wrong. I then turn the cards over and pretend to be taking some from this end. Well, these are the ones I've just put there. So I say this one's right if you've chosen the ace, if you've chosen the 5 of clubs. And you keep going to say whatever you've got to say. You can just drop the rest of the cards there. They've seen enough. You then turn your attention to these 3. You pick these up and you're going to do a frustration count. Hopefully you guys know that. The frustration count, you square the cards up, you turn it over and say, if you'd chosen the 4 of diamonds, I would have been right. If you'd chosen the 4 of hearts, and you can see I'm showing the same card. Now it's only this one you've got to hide, because that's got the word wrong on it. I then take these, I even turn these over, but keep my hand over the word wrong there. So I've now shown these cards. Grab these, I put these together and put them down casually. Everything says right, and then when you pick this one up, you reveal it to be wrong. The only card with the word wrong on, or vice versa. It could be the only one with right, and these are all wrong. A great line I like to use is, in this occasion, I was right to be wrong. And it's a great ending. So that's it. I'm sure you'll work out different wordings and patter for your own performance. You may even consider, what I have done in the past is, instead of writing on these cards, I have had 26 blue cards and 26 red cards, and do the same effect, but they chose the only odd coloured backed card. So you might prefer to use that as well. Until next time, practice and enjoy.